Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the Man United versus West Ham preview. Joel Beya here, joined with former West Ham player, Mr. Anton Ferdinand. Bro, how you doing? You good?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I can tell you're good. Living a life, tropical trees behind you and that. What the
Yeah,
flip, bro?
man.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just away at the moment with the family,
Mm-hmm.
on football escapes. Just enjoying our half term. It's something that since retiring, I've really been able to do is spend time with my family properly. That's the thing that people don't see when you're playing. One of the things you have to sacrifice is your family. And to be successful in everything you want to do, it always comes with a sacrifice. But definitely with footballers, it is their family.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, tell me though, surely you miss those days when you're playing against Man United at Old Trafford. We've heard the stories when you'll come up against Rio and stuff like that. Um, Take us back a little bit before we talk into that game. Take us back how it was going to OT, man.
Yeah, the going to Old Trafford was something. The theatre of dreams says it all. It is a dream as a kid to go and play at Old Trafford, where the very best played. And walking into that stadium, feeling their presence when you walk in there. And I've seen players walk out of the tunnel at Old Trafford, and that big stun that faces them, I've seen it swallow them up. And seen players that actually struggle to play there. But for me personally, I absolutely loved it. I always played well against Man United, if I'm honest. And the most famous probably game that everybody talks about and knows about is the 1-0 win at Old Trafford to keep us in the Premier League. That game was unbelievable. The emotions were high. Rio had already won the league, and we needed to win to stay in the Premier League. And we was able to go there and do it. Carlos Tevez with an unbelievable finish. And after the game, the celebrations were unbelievable.
So, what, Carlos Tevez, playing with him in training, surely that takes you up a level or two, or reminds you that there's a level or two to go up, right?
You know what? Him personally, he's not a good trainer. And
I've heard this.
it's mad. He's not the best trainer. He's very, very chilled out in training. He's the only player that I know and that I've played with and that I've seen that cannot train hard, not be the best in training, but come a Saturday or a Tuesday or Wednesday night, he will be the best. You know that that term you turn a tap on and off. He's the
Yeah.
only player that I've seen that's been able to do that. Maybe it's a South American thing,
Mm.
in terms of he would roll out to training with these ankle socks, turn over his boots, with his ankles on show. Any keep ball sessions, which a lot of us love to do. He was just looking for nutmegs. He just wanted nutmegs. He just wanted
You're
jokes.
joking.
I
Premier
swear,
League team, you're about to
yeah,
go down, and my man's looking for nutmegs in training.
that that's the way that he is. But he'd come alive. When he would come alive was when we would do 7v7s, little games, and we would do a shooting drill. That's when he came alive. But best believe he's the only person that I've seen and the only person who's been allowed to get away with not training at full capacity every day,
Mm.
because he was come a Saturday, he was the best player on the pitch regularly.
Mm. And before we carry on with the Man United West Ham chat, what about Mascherano? What was he like?
He trained how he played, so he was the complete opposite. He trained how he played. He was wholehearted, sorry. He was in your face, and hardly gave the ball away. That's how he trained,
Yeah.
and just
Was
their
it
two
like
different
wow? Was it like
personalities.
wow? This guy's not giving the ball away. Like this is
Yeah, yeah. Keep balls, he was a joke. He was frightening, and but definitely the level in training went up when they both come in.
yeah.
You know,
And
for
did
me personally, for me personally, wanting to show players like Javier Mascherano and Kalitos, I know him as Kalitos,
yeah.
Tevez, that we are good players and that I'm a good player.
Hmm.
That was the aim. So the level in training really does go up.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go back to United West Ham. I mean, currently as it stands, United in sixth position. They played 11, won 6, drawn 2, lost 3. Whilst West Ham are 10th, played 12, won 4, drawn 2, lost 6. Now, I expected a little bit more from West Ham this season. We've seen glimpses of it more recently, but what's your thoughts on your former team so far?
I think it's been not the best start to the league. They've been fantastic in Europe, but in the league, it ain't been the best start. My only concern that I have is that last January we needed at least 5 players and we didn't sign one. And then in the summer we got rid of 6 and we've only brought, I think, 6 in. So do we need another 5 players, because we've got a squad that has been at full tilt since David Moyes has come in, with not, especially with the starting 11, with not much rest. And I think that's what we're starting to see creep in, is a little bit of tiredness. But the new players that we have bought have started to grow into the club and grow into the Premier League, and that is why I think we're starting to see a change in form.
Yeah. I mean, you're only 6 points behind United, and at this stage in the season, that's not too much, There has been a lot of hoo-ha around United. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo scores against Sheriff. And I don't know about you, but I was actually like relieved to see him score because he's the GOAT, innit? So you want to see him in a weird way, even though I'm not a United fan, you want to see him do well because I feel like he's given so much to the club and to football as a whole. Are you worried about him coming up this weekend? Do you reckon he's going to start even?
I'm not sure. Having played and started in Europe, I'm not sure if he will start on the weekend. Like you, I'm and like everyone at Vibe with 5, massive Ronaldo fans. And like you just said, for what he's given to the game, for what he's given to us as spectators, you want to see him do well. You want to see him fly. You want to see him end his career the way he deserves to end his career. There's not many players, and we speak a lot. There's not many players that I speak about and go, okay, I understand football, so to speak, where we say football can finish you rather than you finish football, and he's definitely somebody, likes of him, the likes of Messi, they deserve to retire the way that they want to,
Yeah.
and seeing things that are happening at the moment, for me, it don't look good for me. In terms of me personally, I don't like the way it looks. I want to see the GOAT go out the way he wants to go out at the club that he obviously loves and wants to play for. But in terms of the West Ham game, you don't want to play against him. You don't want him in the starting lineup because when he gets chances, he scores goals.
Man United and West Ham, they've not drawn any of their last 6 matches against each other. West Ham have scored 6 goals in their last 5 games. Nevertheless, West Ham are ranked 14th in goals with 0.9 goals per game. So, boy, you're going to have to get your shooting boots on, man. I'm telling you for sure. Otherwise you could get slapped about, especially the way United are picking up form nowadays. Like, you never know. What's your score predictions, Anton?
I'm going to go for 2-2. I'm going to go. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a score draw.
Anton, I want to touch on Declan Rice. Now, there's apparently a gentleman's agreement that he's shaking hands with Chelsea in order to go there at the end of the season. Talk to us about Declan Rice and what he means to the club and what he's done for your club.
Declan Rice, his performances on the pitch speak for themselves. His application, the way he carries himself as the club captain, the way he has done for years as a young kid coming through, epitomises West Ham United and the Academy of Football. Him as a person, it just epitomises what the club is about as a whole. But his talent and what he possesses on the pitch speaks for itself. He's added things to his game which we never saw until the last few years, in terms of driving with the ball and being more creative in the final third, rather than being somebody who just breaks up the play and plays it to the attacking players. He's an all-round midfielder, I would say, just needs to add a few more goals to him, and he will be the complete midfielder 100%.
How much is?
As for
Go on. I
sorry,
was
go on.
gonna say, obviously he's linked with Chelsea and stuff like that. How much is he worth? Do you reckon?
I don't know. The going rate at the moment, it's got to be north of 100 mil. It has to be.
North of
You know,
100 mil. That is
the
nuts.
go the go the going rate at the moment. What like you got to compare it to what's going around at the moment. He's one of the first names on the England team sheet. He's a club captain. His age, you got to take, and he's English. You got to put all
And he's
these things
English.
into consideration.
Yeah.
So it has to be north of 100 million. It can't be less than 100 million for the likes of Declan. I'd say if West Ham got between 110, 150 million, they'll be happy with that. But I can speak for every West Ham fan, and I don't normally do this, but one place we don't want him to go is Chelsea.
Really?
Mm.
Nah. How much would you be worth in today's football before we go?
Who, me?
Yeah, bro. Come on. They're gonna be like, Anton, I don't know who he thinks he is. Anton, yeah, right, mate. Go on, let him have it.
Nah. If I went, what was it? Was it 15, 16, 17 years ago? I went for £8 million, which was a lot of money back then. I'd say now you're looking at between the 40s and 50s.
Not 30, nah. I say 30.
No. Why are you downplaying me like
Yeah,
that?
I'm just saying 30, isn't it? Because 8 mil is
No.
all right, but I say 30,
No,
35, 30.
well, I'd say 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
I'd like to think. Yeah, I think if I was playing now and doing what I was doing at West Ham in my first year in the Premier League, I'm going for 50. I'm going for 40, 50 million pounds.
Tell him. My guy, Anton, thank you very much for joining us. And I hope that you have a great time at Football Escapes. I know you do a lot for the children out there and stuff like that. And it's great that you're spending time with your family. I'll chat to you offline. If we decide to do a post-match live with Rio and stay after the game, I'm going to hit you up because we need you to come on and explain whether you guys win, lose, or draw. So we'll talk offline, yeah, bro?
No problem. I'm actually doing the game for Sky Sports.
Oh, is it? Okay, brilliant stuff.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we'll
on
see.
Sky Sports News. Sky Sports News. So after it, I could just jump straight on anyway.
Say no more. Guys, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure you check out the videos that we've dropped this week. Absolute bangers. Joel Beya, Anton Ferdinand, signing out. Peace.